Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, look, look, look. Look what I just found. The first one I've seen. It's so cute. And of course, we don't know what it is because, you know, everything's buried. Wow. This is ridiculous. I gotta get all this stuff off the hot wire. I can't imagine that hot wire is providing any current with all this stuff laying on it. Wow, how do I get out of here? Well, I guess I just go over the fence here. Hi. You're such a good helper. This is purslane, and oh my gosh, even though it's a medicinal plant, it is so invasive. Don't ever let this get out of control in your garden. It's easy to pull out if the ground is wet, but where there's one, there's 1,000. And look, it grew right through the weed cloth. Yep, through the weed cloth. This is my watermelon, and this is Johnson grass, right through the weed cloth. Even though there's dirt on top of it, there is weed cloth underneath it because the dirt washed down in the rains and covered the weed cloth. So much for weed cloth. Ooh, that's a different weed. Nope. Fortunately, I've helped today. Yeah, that's all this. This is all the same stuff. So, but look at that. Johnson grass is actually, it grows it's very beautiful the way it grows, but oh goodness. I've just moved these vines back off the wire. But look at all this purslane. It fills in every empty spot it fills in. Okay, this is the way bee balm looks when it's done and when it's yucky. And I don't know if the new leaves coming out, the new little stems, are going to produce more flowers or if that's it. But they look pretty yucky after mid-July. This is all laying on the wire, so I've got to get something to tie those stems together. I mean, this is impossible. I've got to have a barrier. I've got to have a break next year between the zinnias and the fence. They can't grow all the way up to the fence. I've got to stop that from happening, because that's crazy. Look. Okay, look at what's growing out of the, I guess I could call it compost. These are 2 piles where we just pull weeds and put the weeds in here, and that's Jimson weed growing up pretty as you please out of there. That's got to come out. Here are my 2 hay bales over here, not covered, but supposedly they shed water better if it's upright like that. So let me get something in here to tie back that, yeah, bee balm. Got a lot of new growth coming down there, but I don't know if that's going to produce flowers this year. Not very nice. It's together, but it's not far enough over. No. All right, it's a temporary fix anyway. Do you have to knock the camera over? Hey. Hey everybody, Kay here on the homestead. Well, the garden has gone wild, and not in a good way. Weeds have taken over, and there's no telling what dirt is on my face, so just ignore that. Anyway, I thought I would give you a look at the lower garden. The current state of things is I still have a few sunflowers that are pretty. Individual blooms. The plants are not pretty. The leaves look brown and yellow and etc. and most of the blooms are going like this. I saved a number of blooms. Well, I wish you could see that. There's a bird up there with a sunflower. They have eaten a lot of the seeds and pecked on them and stuff, and so the ones that are in bags, I'm shocked. They don't look that good. They look strange. And I say I have done that for 3 years, and that's where I get my good seed for replanting. This is Lemon Queen, which has a multi-bloom at the top. It's not just one that goes up, which is so much nicer than just one. The sunflowers are looking ragged. The zinnias are kind of ragged, although they'll go on for the whole season. I've got peppers that look really good, and then I've got at least 2 that are completely dead. And I've lost a couple of others. So, and then meanwhile, the purslane it covers every available spot like a carpet. And the only way to really deal with it at this point is just to till it, but the ground is too wet to till because we have had just enough rain every day that I haven't had to water since my last video. So my prayers were answered in that last video, and I did get 0.05% rain that day, just one little shower, and the next day it was 0.15, and then yesterday I think it was 0.2, and you know, we've had a little bit each day, so that's been great because that takes a lot of pressure off, because I never got any hoses, you know, soaker hoses or irrigation put in. The okra is looking great. It's only about knee to thigh high, And so it's got another month or two to produce. So it'll probably be producing till the end of September. And historically, it gets up to be over my head. So we'll see. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going to do that this year. These yellow squashes over here are looking pretty good, and I wanted to give you an update on this, the mothball. So this is what it looks like after a little while. It looks like this. It's kind of yellow. I'm assuming there's lots of little bugs that are dead in there that, yeah, don't get around that. You don't like that. So I don't know. I think it helped. However, I had one beside my two zucchini plants. This is anecdotal, so I don't have any proof. It could have been squash vine borer, but the the zucchini plants are toast. They're gone. Done. Finished. I've got Hutterite beans coming here. The sweet potatoes look fantastic. And of course the Three Sisters corn. I just covered that in the last video. So that is silking, and the silks are getting pollinated from the tassels. The pollen comes off of the tassels either by wind or rain and drops onto the silks. Did you know, I always say this because a lot of people may not have ever heard this, but the reason you have a full cob of corn is because every single silk at the top is connected to where a kernel will be. And if a piece of pollen from the tassel does not fall on that particular silk, there will be no kernel. That's why sometimes you don't see it often in store-bought corn, because I guess they've got it figured out somehow, but excuse me, I'm filming. But when you grow your own, you'll often get some cobs that aren't 100% kerneled, and that is why. It's because every silk has to be pollinated by pollen falling from the tassel onto that particular silk. And there are hundreds of silks for every cob, every ear of corn. So anyway, let me just give you a few more views of the situation. Okay, not only is the garden out of control, you are out of control. So she loves me, what can I say? Anyway, I'm just, at this point, I am just harvesting what I can, using what I can, and being satisfied with the overgrowth and the jungle nature of this garden. So I hope you enjoyed this. You're probably going through the same thing if you're anywhere near the South and the Midwest, in the South. Most of Tennessee is probably going through the same thing that I'm going through right now, because weeds don't need the rain that, you know, the crops need. Oh, there's a butterfly over there. That's a goldfinch. I can't get over there to give you a closer look, unfortunately. Oh, two of them. Nice. Yeah, they're eating the seeds. So I am providing food for wildlife, that pretty bird. And there's a butterfly. Oh, those yellow and black birds are so beautiful. There's a black butterfly, and then see if we can get closer. You can see all this cardinal, this is all cardinal climber. I actually planted it one year and it just comes back. It's so pretty. I don't mind it, but it does take over like everything else. But Hey, if it wants to grow into the Sweet Annie and be like Christmas lights in the Sweet Annie, that's okay with me. And it does, doesn't it? Look at that. I need to get this wild carrot out of here. Queen Anne's lace. That's kind of not a good thing. Let's take a look in here. Oh goodness. This is completely lost in the abyss. And this is, this is too far gone. This is a lemon cucumber that's too far gone. Here's a good one. Well, it's not bad. Put that in my pocket. Oh, I see a good one in there. I have so many cucumbers, I don't even know what to do. Look at, oh, there's one. Oh, there's a bunch. There's a bunch. There's a bunch. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hate to even walk in there. This one looks good. That one's not bad. If it gets too yellow, it's too far gone, you know. But you can always scoop out the seeds and either juice it or, you know, make a salad or something. The rest of them are on the other side. Oh, I have so many. Good grief. Okay. My camera's about to die, so just so you know. Yeah, this is what I just don't understand is I covered these to preserve the seeds, but what is all that white? So weird. I don't know. I didn't notice that before. Those are about 10 feet tall up there. And then I have not managed to get on a ladder and measure that, but I know it's at least 6 feet, probably 7 feet higher than the trellis, which is 6 feet, so it's at least 13 feet. But yeah, a lot of these sunflowers look sad. I hate it when they start looking sad. And I've got this is that ground cherry that it just covers everything also. And these are the little cherry tomatoes that I have complained about. If I had nothing else, you know, it'd be okay, but I've got so many other tomatoes. Oh, see what I mean? It's just so out of control. And this is kind of too far gone, and that's fine. Let's see what else. Oh, this one might be good. It's not too bad. My pocket's almost full. Here's a good one. This is sort of the perfect time to pick them. A little bit of yellow. One more. Yep. And the thing is, oh gosh, they're everywhere. I honestly didn't even think I was going to get any this year. It's insane. See, this is what happens if you let it go too long. And I've already got plenty of those I'm saving seed from, so. Look at this. What is this? Oh, this is one of my limas. Oh my goodness. What you find when you take a look. Let's see if I can do this. might have picked it too soon. This is a Christmas lima. Yeah, they're not quite, I mean, they're edible. They haven't developed their pretty color. Hopefully I'll have some more in there somewhere. But they're just obscured with all of these cucumbers. I just stunned. And these are my heirloom, family heirloom field pea called the wild goose pea. And I put in just 2 short rows so that I can preserve the seeds because I have 2 gallons of seeds on my counter. Fortunately, this is looking good. This is the last thing I planted. And it's the kabocha. I always say that wrong. People have corrected me. But I haven't grown kabocha in years. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. This is this opportunistic weed, the purslane, along with that. I see I still have zinnias that haven't bloomed, so that's nice. And it looks like the cucumber has no intention of stopping. So, yeah, that's just wild. Garden gone wild. Here's the other one that just crapped out, and I don't know why. This looks like a good pepper, and I'll take that. And those 2 also. But it's not going to do anything else. Right. And this is the other one. It was absolutely loaded. I think there was a dry spell. It didn't get water, and it just said, I'm done. I'm done. Take it or leave it. And this is the other one. This is the, maybe there were 2 kabochas. Or, yep. Yep, so I am very, very excited about that. You know, when you haven't grown something in a while. And honestly, I can't even tell you what things look like in there because I haven't gone in there. I'm afraid to. And over here also. This is the last little bit of borage. Borage comes and goes fast. It gets big, it falls over, and it's done. I've got tomatoes in there that need to be harvested. And look at all those cucumbers. I have rattlesnake pole beans that I'm letting go to seed here. I've got a mess inside the house. I will have a few more fresh ones though. So it kind of got a little ratty looking down below because of the lack of water. Here's another bee balm, wild bergamot. I'm thinking I should just chop that all back, but we'll see. Just a view of everything. Here we go. In the foreground here is the okra. And the second row was completely transplanted from the first row. So you can see how tough okra is. Once it gets bigger, it starts shading out the weeds. Peppers are looking good. I mean, from this distance, it looks like a very, very lush garden. but the weeds really help to make it so lush. And that's sweet Annie and the anise hyssop, zinnias. See, if all of these little things go to seed, I am in such trouble. And there's just no way at this point of getting it all because it's everywhere. So, yeah. Yep. I need to get those tomatoes, but they can wait one more day. Those are gorgeous. I'm going to ferment those or make salsa. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab those and make some salsa. And look, I've got more of these cucumbers here. And I've got beans here. Oh my goodness, look. Oh my goodness, these are those little tiny compact beans that have the small white bean inside. This all needs to be picked today. Wow. Oh wow. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It's way too much to do. But boy, those are going to be delicious, just melt in your mouth. They're so small. I'm going to have some salsa and some green beans. Oh, and this is the white beauty. It's so hard to remember to get the white beauties because they ripen when they're white. They're ripen when they're pale yellow or beige. So those are ripe. I'll have to get that. And then we'll look over here. And look, we've got a big, huge cucumber. It's not yellow yet, though. All this rain, it's just got a bunch of them in there. Oh, my pockets are full, though. All right, better go get my basket. Ooh, that tomato fell over. Something fell over. And I know I have the Jimson weed. Oh, I wanted to show you this. This is poke. If you don't live in the South, you might not know what poke is, but that is poke. And that is poke. And that big one is poke. And there's another one over there. Well, there's 3 there. So, you know, when my mother grew up, they ate poke. And you can't eat it when it's smaller. One time I visited someone in the South, and they had a whole sink full of small poke leaves that they were washing to make salad or to cook. I'm not sure which. But it is a southern native plant, and it's beautiful. But unless you want to eat it, it's taking up space from your other vegetables. And look at all those tomatoes falling on the ground. This is embarrassing. Wow. By the way, I live on a little over 9 acres. I'm trying to grow my own food, be as sustainable as possible, and trying to inspire others to grow their own food instead of just growing lawns. You want your native plants to be pollinated by your butterflies and your bees, and you don't want to waste all that time and money just growing grass when you could be growing food, okay? See you next time. God bless.